Draupadi was summoned from a blazing altar, a woman forged by the flames to meet destiny's most difficult and demanding questions. Throughout her life, she challenged the era's rigid definitions of duty, power, and respect. Her story starts in the kingdom of Panchala, where a king's demand for vengeance set the stage for her arrival. Before she became a symbol of agency, she was the desired byproduct of a wounded male ego. Years earlier, King Drupada of Panchala had a childhood friend named Drona. While studying together at an ashram, Drupada promised that when he became king, he would share half of his wealth and kingdom with his friend. When Drona eventually sought help, the now powerful King Drupada turned him away. He told Drona that friendship can only exist between equals, and a king has no equal in a poor priest. Drona spent the following years training the warrior Arjuna for one specific task: to march on Panchala and capture the king who had insulted him. This map shows the consequence of that defeat. Arjuna's assault succeeded, and Drona humiliated Drupada by confiscating exactly half of the Panchala kingdom. Stripped of his land and unable to defeat Drona through traditional warfare, Drupada turned to the supernatural. He sought an unstoppable weapon to reclaim his pride. Drupada commissioned the Putrakameshti Yajna, a massive sacrificial ritual. The pyre was fed continuously, sending heavy smoke skyward, fueled by the king's anger. As the ritual peaked, Drupada held one obsessive thought. He begged the gods for a child capable of slaying Drona. The chants grew louder, and the flames rose to an unnatural height. From the center of the blinding heat, two distinct figures began to materialize. The entire ritual was built on the foundation of a toxic desire for revenge. These conditions set the stage for an outcome the king did not expect. First came a son, Dhrishtadyumna. He emerged fully armed, the literal sword Drupada had played for to execute Drona. But right behind him stepped a woman. This was Draupadi. While the fire roared around her, her expression remained calm, radiating an intense energy. Drupada was stunned. He had asked for a killer, but he was presented with a second child who appeared to have no place in a war of vengeance. This emergence highlights the two distinct properties inherent to fire. Fire consumes. It burns and destroys, matching the path of vengeance Drupada chose for his son. But fire also provides light. It illuminates what was hidden and provides clarity. This was the path Draupadi represented. Drupada intended to create a tool of destruction, but his ritual produced a daughter who chose to embody fire's ability to illuminate. As she grew up in the palace, Draupadi ignored the passive expectations placed on royal women of her time. She spent her time questioning sages on the nature of dharma, the concept of universal truth and duty, refusing to accept simple traditional answers. She brought these questions to the royal court, engaging in rigorous debates that challenged the era's scholars to acknowledge the inherent rights of women. Draupadi's sharp intellect turned the product of a dark ritual into a source of clarity for those around her. At her Swayamvara, suitors faced an impossible challenge, hitting a spinning wooden fish's eye by looking only at its reflection in a pool of water. The extreme difficulty of the challenge served to establish her status. It signaled that her hand in marriage was a prize that demanded unparalleled skill and focus. While powerful kings failed the test, a man disguised as a poor scholar named Arjuna stepped forward and successfully pierced the target. Draupadi accepted the victor with a calm confidence. In that moment, the fire that had birthed her recognized its equal in the skill of the archer. Born from a ritual of blind rage, Draupadi redefined herself. She took control of her own destiny, transforming from a king's tool into a source of autonomy that outlasted the flames of her origin.